Hi, my name's Todd Cook. I'm a civil litigator here at Beresford Booth. Now, as a lawyer, my job is to help my clients solve their legal problems. But today, I'm not going to talk about the law. Instead, today, I'm going to help you solve a classic problem, the Rubik's Cube. Now, we can do this in 7 easy steps. But first, let's learn a little bit about the cube. Now, the standard Rubik's Cube is 3x3. It has 26 separate movable pieces, including 12 edge pieces, which each have 2 colors, 12 corner pieces, which each have 3 colors, and 6 fixed center pieces, which are each 1 color. Now, the center pieces are fixed, which means green is always across from blue, red is always across from orange, and white is always across from yellow. All the other pieces can move around those centers, but those centers are always in place. Now, when we're solving the Rubik's Cube, we use series of moves that we call algorithms. And we have a way of communicating what those algorithms are by a series of letter notations. Each letter represents a side of the cube. And there's 6 different letters representing opposite sides of the cube, which are all based on the orientation of the solver looking at the cube. So there's a front and back, which are F and B, a left and right, which are L and R, and an up and a down, which are U and D. Now, when we're using these letters, a normal letter represents a quarter turn of the cube in a clockwise direction. If a letter is followed by an apostrophe, we call that a prime. And when a letter is prime, it represents a quarter turn of the cube in a counterclockwise direction. Welcome to the first step in solving the Rubik's Cube, and that's building a cross. Now, most people start with a white cross, but I want us to be unique. So let's start with a green cross. The cross solves the first 9 pieces of the cube. It's not just the cross on top. The top edge pieces need to connect to the centers on all 4 sides.
Building the initial cross is simple and doesn't require you to remember any complicated algorithm. During this stage, we are always going to hold the green center to the top with the blue center at the bottom. This will make it so there's 4 centers on the side, which are white, yellow, red, and orange. To build the cross, we find any green edge piece and we spin the cube to move that edge piece to the bottom to connect to the blue center. We then spin the bottom to connect the second color of the edge piece to its corresponding centerpiece on the side. Finally, we rotate that side of the cube 180 degrees to connect the green edge piece to the green center at top.
Congratulations, we've just solved our first 3 pieces of the cube. Now, all we have to do is repeat that step with each of the other 3 green edge pieces. Here's what it looks like. Okay, now we're on to step 2 in the 7 steps of solving the 3x3 cube. The second step, after we have the green cross, is to solve the 4 green corners. First, place a green corner at the bottom between the 2 light colored centers with green on one side. Second, rotate the D layer 1/4 turn toward the side that the green is facing. Third, rotate the opposite side center a quarter turn. Fourth, rotate the D face back to its original position to connect the corner with the lowered edge. Finally, rotate the centerpiece back to the top of the cube. So basically all we're doing in this step is finding a green corner piece, placing it directly below the corner where it needs to be located, with the green side facing out in either direction, not to the bottom, and then moving it to the side, bringing the corner piece where it needs to be located down to the bottom, and then sliding that piece into that spot. So we'll do it again. Here is green, yellow, and orange. And so we find the green, yellow, and orange corner, and we move that piece directly below it, so the green is facing out to the side. Now we move that green a quarter turn in the direction that the green's facing, so it's out of the way. We bring the corner piece where it needs to be located down, and then we slide that green, yellow, and orange corner piece back in the spot where it needs to be, and we bring it up to the top. And there we have it solved right there. So we just do that 4 times, once with each of the green corner pieces. Here's what it looks like. And there we go. We have the entire top layer solved. Okay, now we're at step 3 of solving the cube. We're gonna turn it over. We've been working with the green layer up. Now we're gonna turn the green center to the bottom. And for the rest of the time that we're solving the cube, the blue center is gonna be facing up. With the green center facing down, the blue center facing up, our next task is to solve the 4 edge pieces that are between the orange, white, red, and yellow centers. Now to do this, there are 2 algorithms that we use that are mirror images of each other. In this step, since we're solving the edges, we're solving pieces that have 2 colors. So you'll see here I have the white face and the red face. And in between it, I have an edge piece that doesn't match white and red. So what I need to do is find the white and red edge piece. There's only one of them, and we have to find out how to put it right here so it connects up to white on this side and red on this side. First, we find the piece, and here it is over here. It's red on this side and white on this side. We turn that piece until the piece that's sticking out to the side, the color sticking out to the side, lines up with the center that we need to connect it to. So here we have white on the outside and white connecting to the white center. And red is facing up. We need to get this red and white edge from the top right here to this place right here. At the 3rd step, we're gonna find the T. The T is either gonna be on the left, looking like this on the left, or it's gonna be on the right, as shown on the right. If the T is on the left side, we're going to hold that T facing us, and we're gonna do the following algorithm. U, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, F prime, U, F. And now we have that edge piece solved. If the T is on the right side, as we look at the edge piece that we're trying to solve, then we're gonna do a mirror image algorithm. We're gonna start holding that T again, facing us, so the T is on the F face. And then we're gonna do this algorithm. U prime, L prime, U, L, U, F, U prime, F prime. And now that we've completed that algorithm, the edge piece is solved.
Here's what this algorithm looks like with the T on the left side. And here is a demonstration of the mirror image algorithm with the T on the right side.
At the third step, I've created a little story to help me remember this algorithm, because this algorithm can be a little confusing. So I've created a little story about uniting a pair of buddies, and they want to be next to each other. They are the corner piece and the edge piece that goes next to them, the two pieces we're looking to solve. So this little story, it just tracks the algorithms that we just described, but it helps you visualize what's happening when you do those algorithms. And if you follow this story of the two buddies, you can do the algorithm, whether it's the left algorithm or the right algorithm, without remembering the specific letters that make up the algorithm. So here's what we do in the buddy system method. First, we move the buddy out of the way. Next, we bring the floor up to the top. Once the floor's up, we bring the buddy back to his starting position. This connects the two buddies on the upper edge. Next, we move the connected buddies out of the way. After the buddies are out of the way, we bring the floor back up so we can insert the buddies into the floor. The floor is the green. Finally, we lower the buddies back into the floor. Here, you can visually follow the buddies. So you see the red and white buddy is at the top, the edge piece, and the bottom, the corner piece. We start by moving the top buddy out of the way to the back. Next, we bring the green floor up to the top, which brings the corner buddy up to the top. Next, we bring the first buddy, the edge buddy, back to his starting position. Once the edge buddy is back in his starting position, we move the floor back down, which connects the buddies in the upper corner. Now that the buddies are connected at the top, we need to move them out of the way to the side so we can bring the floor back up. Once the buddies are out of the way, we bring the floor up and we rotate the buddies back into the floor so the green side of the two connected buddies matches up with the floor again, the green floor. Finally, we move the face with the two buddies down to the floor to reconnect the entire green bottom. And now we have solved the edge piece algorithm using the buddy system. Okay, now that we've done the second layer edges, we have the bottom two layers of the cube completely solved. And all we have to do is solve the upper layer that has the blue center in it. And at this fourth step, we're gonna solve a blue cross. Just like we started the bottom layer with a green cross, now we're gonna start the top layer with a blue cross. Now this step, the fourth step, is very easy. There's one algorithm we do, and we just repeat doing the same algorithm until we have a blue cross. But we need to know what we're looking for, and once we see what we're looking for, we need to hold the cube in the right way. There's four options that we're gonna see once we've solved the first two layers. There's either gonna be a single blue dot in the middle, the blue center, a blue arrow in one corner, a blue line across the middle, or you're already gonna have a blue cross. Then we're gonna do the following algorithm. F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. I like to remember this algorithm by saying to myself, frou roof. That's just the letters sounding them out. Fru roof. Once we have the blue dot, we're going to hold the blue dot at the top and we're going to do the algorithm. F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. Now that we've done that algorithm, we have a blue arrow. We're going to hold the blue arrow so it's situated pointing to the back and to the left. And we're going to do the algorithm again. F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. Now that we've done it again, we have a blue line across the center. We're going to hold the blue line so it goes across in front of us instead of facing towards us. With that blue line across, we are going to do the algorithm again. F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. And now we have the blue cross at the top. And that is the fourth step. And here's what it looks like. Now that we've completed the fourth step, we have a blue cross on the top, but it's not exactly like the green cross because the green cross also connects with the colored centers on the side. The blue cross that we've created is all jumbled up and the centers don't match, or the edge pieces don't match the centers on the side. So in the fifth step, we are going to reorient these four edge pieces of the blue cross so they line up with the center pieces. So here's what you'll find. You may complete that fourth step and these center pieces are lined up. That doesn't happen that much, but it can happen. But what will usually happen is that two of the pieces will be in the right place. So we're going to start out by turning the top layer to see if we have two pieces that are in the right place. And here we go. We have the orange or the red center and the white and the yellow center are in the right places, but these white and orange edge pieces are not lined up. So we need to do an algorithm that will hold these two correct ones in place, but flip-flop those two edges. And here's how we do it. We hold the cube so one of the correct edges is on the right face and the other correct edge is at the back face. And then we do the following algorithm. R, U, R prime, U, R, U, U, R prime, U. Now in that algorithm, I said U twice in a row, and what we usually say in notation of algorithms is 2U. So that just means instead of a single quarter turn U, we're doing 2 quarter turns or a half turn. So again, the algorithm is R, U, R prime, U, R, 2U, R prime, U. I've made a graphic here. You can do this algorithm and you can follow the pieces around. So essentially what we're doing here, if you start at the upper left, you have one of the edge pieces that is solved on the right, that's the yellow one, and the orange one is at the back. If you see those two pieces at the front right, I have blue dots on those so we can follow where they go during this whole algorithm. So we start with them in the front right and we do an R and they move to the top. We do a U and they move to the left side. We do an R prime, that just puts the floor, the green, back into the floor. We do another U and that moves the two pieces with the dots on it to the back left corner. Now we do an R and bring the floor pieces back up in the front. Now we do a 2U and we swing those two pieces with a dot all the way from the back left corner to the front right corner so they reconnect with the floor. Then we do an R prime to put the two pieces into the floor. And then we do one more U and that connects all the pieces in place.
And here's what this algorithm looks like as you're solving it.
Okay, now at this point, we have the blue cross, and each of the blue cross edge pieces are connected to the correct centers on the sides. That means we only have 4 pieces that we haven't solved, and those are the 4 blue corner pieces. At step 6, we are going to put the 4 blue corner pieces in the correct position. They may be facing the wrong way, they may not be oriented right, but we're going to place each of them in the right place. And to do this, we first need to figure out if any of them are already in the right place. Now, if none of them are, we're just going to do the algorithm that we're going to discuss in a moment. We do that algorithm once, and then one of them typically will be in the right place. But typically we will start with one in the right place. So we start by finding that. Once we find the corner that is in the right place, we're going to hold the cube so that corner is facing us and it's in the upper right hand corner. We're then going to do an algorithm that will make each of the incorrectly placed blue corner pieces each move 1 space in a counterclockwise direction. The algorithm that we're going to do is U, R, U prime, L prime, U, R prime, U prime, L. Once we do that, we're going to check each of the corners. The one that we had in the upper right will still be in the same place. Each of the others will have shifted 1 spot, and we just have to check to see if they're now in the right place. If they're not yet in the right place, you just do that same algorithm again. U, R, U prime, L prime, U, R prime, U prime, L. Here is a graphic that you can follow to see what it will look like when you do this algorithm, and you can follow the pieces around. Facing you on the left and right sides are 2 layers of red on either side. And the algorithm that we do, you'll see that these 2 connected red pieces will move to the top and sort of hand a corner piece off from one to the other, and then they'll move back to their starting positions. So we start with the correct piece in the upper right hand corner, and we do a U turn. The U moves the correctly placed corner to the left upper corner, so it is out of the way. We then do an R, which brings the green floor up to the front. And you see how when the green floor comes up to the front, those 2 red pieces on the right move to the top.
We then do a U prime,
which moves those 2 red pieces on the top to the back right. We then do an L prime, which brings the floor on the left side to the front and moves the 2 red pieces on the left side to the top. And you'll see that now those 2 red pieces that used to be on the front are on the top, and they're connecting to each other with a orange corner piece. Now we're going to do a U, and that's going to move the orange corner piece that's connecting the 2 red pieces to the back right corner. Then we're going to do an R prime, which puts the floor back down, brings the green floor back to the bottom, and brings those two red pieces on the right back to their starting position. Then we're going to do a U, which brings the two other red pieces that were in the back left, brings them back to the top front left. And now we do a final move, an L, and that puts the green floor back in the ground and those two red pieces back on the lower left side. Now we have moved each of the incorrectly placed corner pieces one space in a counterclockwise direction, and we check to see if they are all correctly placed on the top corners now. If they are, you're done with step 6. If they aren't, you do this algorithm again until all 4 corner pieces are correctly positioned.
And here's what this algorithm looks like as we start with the blue, orange, and yellow corner in the correct place.
You've made it to the last step. Now you see on my cube, all of these corner pieces are in the correct position, but 3 of them aren't oriented in the right fashion. They all need to have their blue sides facing up. And if we get each of these misoriented corner pieces so their blue side is facing up, their other 2 colors will naturally match up with the 2 sides. So we have one last algorithm that we're going to do, and that will solve the cube. We're going to pick any color to hold as the F or the front layer, and we're going to keep that color at the F layer until it's solved. So here I always keep it as red. Each time I do a move in this algorithm, I have to have that 4 square red corner remaining in place. This last algorithm will jumble up a bunch of the rest of the cube, and it may, be a little nerve-wracking as you do it, but as long as you keep doing this algorithm while
holding that red square in place, you will be okay.
We are going to rotate the U layer until we have any unsolved corner piece in the upper right-hand corner. Once we have an incorrectly placed corner piece in the upper right-hand corner, we are going to do the following algorithm until that corner is properly faced. R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime, R, D. You check to see if it's done, if it's correct, and if it is, you're done.
Once the blue tile is facing upward, you are done with that corner.
So now I just find any other improperly oriented corner piece and move it to that front right corner. I'm still holding the red face facing me as the F, and I'm just going to do that same algorithm again until it is solved. R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime, R, D. And here's what it will look like as you do it. Okay, you did it. We solved the Rubik's Cube. Congratulations. I hope that made sense. If it didn't, I have made a PowerPoint presentation that you can download from our website. If you follow the instructions in the PowerPoint, it will make hopefully more sense than it's made as I've explained it here today, and you will be able to solve the Rubik's Cube. Congratulations, it's a great life achievement. This is only the beginner method. There's a lot to learn to become better at the cube beyond the beginner method, but I hope that this has worked for you and that you can succeed at solving the cube. Thanks for joining me for this journey.